Hi everyone, this is Andrea from Snow Cabin Crafts with yet another paper pumpkin alternative. Again, we're still kind of back in time because I was getting caught up on all my undone kits that I turned into alternatives so I could have hours of crafting fun on an extended road trip. So now we are looking at the June 2025 Full of Charm paper pumpkin kit, and I'm doing alternatives. Again, if you don't know what Paper Pumpkin is, it is a monthly crafting experience with Stampin' Up. You can sign up for a recurring monthly subscription, and you can stop and start that anytime you want. Skip a month as long as you are signed up to skip or signed up to get that month by the 10th of the month. Everything should be fine. You can also receive discounts by prepaying for 3, 6, or 12-month subscriptions, and those still allow you to stop and start when you need to. So no getting a kit if you're not going to be around or you don't think you're going to like that. You just go ahead and you put your subscription on hold. Just remember to take it off a hold again when you're ready. Okay, so Full of Charm, Paper Pumpkin alternatives, and this first card, you see it's got this rectangular die cut that you stamp in the middle and a little flower die cut and this swag. That is also a die cut, and this shaded spruce sprig is a die cut. So I did not use this rectangular sentiment. In fact, I didn't use that at all. And this shaded spruce sprig, got used on a different card. So what I made was this, all right? So I didn't touch the card front yet. I die cut my own. I thought a circle would fit with this better. So die cut my own, but use this stamp out of the kit. There's our little flower die cut and the swag die cut. But again, I don't have that shaded spruce sprig in there. And I used the holographic gems for this one. And my layer is from the Nature Sweetness DSP. And I'm using a Secret Sea card base, all right? So didn't use the cardstock at all, or the card base at all, and changed up some things there. So again, pretty simple. Use dimensionals to pop this up, and I think it looks pretty sweet. So that's number one. And by the way, I made 45 cards out of this kit. So you started out with 9, and I made 45 out of it, and that was with 7 different card designs. All right, so here is the sprig from the first card, okay? So that's the sprig. I didn't even do a sentiment here. I can put my sentiment on the inside. I can just leave the card blank. Sometimes we just need a blank card. Write a letter to somebody. Again, this is from Nature Sweetness, and this is, guess what? This is this card that I cut into quarters, all right? And then the sequins, metallic sequins, but really just using part of the card and the sprig from this first card here. All right, so that's design number 2. Design number 3, the outline is a pretty elaborate die cut. Let me see if I can show you. Sorry. I hope I don't make anybody car sick. All right, so you see this is the original card. And then you have this is all die cut. And you have to add that to here as an overlay. All right, so keep that in mind. So I did that. I followed their instructions, and I added that to the overlay, and I wanted to make sure it was glued pretty well, because once the glue was dry or set, I went ahead and I cut it in half. All right, so I cut the card front in half, which also means that I cut the back of the card apart. Cut that in half Nature Sweetness again, and Shaded Spruce background. And then their tag and a little strip of Shaded Spruce behind it. Of course, I didn't have enough of these tags for all the cards that I made in this pattern. So just a strip of paper works just fine. Inking it up the same way. But I thought that that worked really well, just kind of looking like it's folded over the card and taking advantage of being able to use more of that design. All right, so that's design number 3. Design number 4, if you look closely, you'll see that this card front has spatters on it. All right. So I took the back of the card, again, as I've said, a lot of times the front and back of the cards are printed the same or similarly. They generally are not blank. You see the splatters here. So I used the stamp on a punch, and then I used that same punch on a scrap of Shaded Spruce. And to make it look longer, you just cut it in half. All right, so that you can stretch it out like that. This is ribbon out of my stash. It's not Stampin' Up! Ribbon. But this is the back of the card. So again, I cut that in half portrait-wise, vertically. And use that and more Nature Sweetness DSP and the strips of DSP and the sentiment, those are all popped up on dimensionals, the same sequins, and Shaded Spruce background and Lost Lagoon. Is it Shaded Spruce? Now I'm second guessing myself on the color. All right, but that is design number 4, using just the back of the card and coming up with something completely different. Okay, and then moving on to this last card design. All right, I also did not use the sentiment, the die cut here. And just like this card, part of this is all die cut. So let's take a look at that. So some of this is stamped. Some of this is a sprig, okay, that old olive sprig. Here's the die cut piece, all right, so keep that in mind. And this is die cut. So sorry, this is the sprig, but this is die cut. The big floral part is a die cut, okay. So I had to cut it in half. Again, I adhered the die cut first, and I adhered it really well, and then went ahead and just cut that in half. Added it to a petunia pop layer, and this is still the Nature Sweetness DSP, and a basic beige card. And these are, I think they're called like the seasonal sequins, but these are white sequins that I added here as embellishments. And it's 4 different colors. It's like white, gold, bronze, and kind of a coffee color. And again, this card is blank. Sometimes we just need a blank card. Or I can add a sentiment to the front by stamping a label and adding it on there, or add a sentiment on the inside. And because I used a basic beige card, I probably would not do a white card insert unless I felt that I needed to. All right, so that is design number 5. That's 5. Here's design number 6. Okay. What's from the card? Well, it's this strip again. The back of this card has this kind of somewhat embossed and gold foiled pattern, just kind of abstract pattern. So I cut that into strips to use here. Again, here's some of those seasonal sequins, and I don't remember what this paper is from, but it is Stampin' Up! DSP. And this is like the Simply Elegant punch. Just keeping it simple. All right. And then the last card, very similar to the sprig that I used over here. This is the old olive sprig here with the background from this card. Again, the back half of the card, I quartered it the Nature Sweetness DSP, Old Olive, and I'm thinking that's Mossy Meadow. Notice no sentiment. Again, I could add it later. I could add it on the inside, but sometimes I do like to make just blank cards. So 45 cards out of this set. Let me know what ones you like, what colors you like. And if you have any questions, email me, snowcabincrafts@gmail.com. Thanks. Bye-bye.